All right. I think we are live and amazing. Cool. Everything is working. Okay. Okay, so I have like my handles on chat, my GitHub and Twitter. So if you'd like to check them out. Also, I'm starting a poll over here. So make sure you opt for the poll. Amazing. Okay, so the poll is on. The poll is up, and make sure you guys offer the poll when coming into the stream and feel free to ask questions. I'll be working here. Okay, so the last what we have implemented is the channel based logger. Now it's time to clean up the references that we have used in the project. So I'll be doing that. All right. Uh, okay, so it is coming from here and it is on the right track. So I'll have to, I think now the logger.info should not be there. It should be different. What we discussed last is it should be logger dot log message. Logger dot log message, and we need to pass in a level. So I'll say log levels dot info. Damn. Uh. Can I get this? I think I have to. On the very top. What is the right? Log levels. Did I just wrote it or I oh amazing. Now just go on log dot log message. Here I can simply use this. And what else I need? I need a message. Hello, hello. What's up? Here I need a message. Amazing. Let me check the polls. All right. Guys, make sure you check the GitHub profile. I have some very beginner friendly Rust project that you can contribute to. Here be upload request. So maybe I can just say, maybe we can just pass another like parameter over here that defines where we are, like, is it a controller log, is it a database thing or something. Maybe we can do that. Okay, it has it over here, info and error, right? Level, maybe we can say what do we call, what should we name it? We can just say origin, not a string. Log origin we can define. Log origin we can define it, right? Controller database route. So we have controllers, database, route, int. What else? Main, right? And possibly utils. Does that make sense? Yeah. So here I can say I'm going to messages log level and origin, log origin, and I can just simply origin over here, right? So now we have origin as well. So whenever I start this thing, I have to, should I define origin over here? No. Why should I define over here? Message. Yes. I have to. Because whenever I call hello everyone. Cool. So whenever we will define a new log message, we'll have to pass the origin. That origin will be passed from that thing. So whenever I format I'll say info. Maybe I can say from, but I have defined it enum, right? So but I have defined the enum. So instead of enum, let's not define the enum over here because that will be uh, too complex to handle over here, because that have to be handled by a match statement as well. I don't want to match each like this origin over here because I need to pass it over here. So maybe for now it would be better if I pass in it as a string. And then over here I can say it as a string, and so I can say on this, and here I will get self dot origin. Does that make sense? On again self dot origin, and a placeholder for this would be here. Cool. Okay, now I can simply pass in something over here, message and origin. That origin has to be passed from here. Cool. Yes, I need to log level message and origin. Okay. Do we have? Okay, that is fine. Yeah, now here I can see I can pass a message that says auth controller. No, I'll say Apple auth started, and here I need to pass in the origin. So I'll say, now here I can use an enum. Yeah, here I can create that thing. So will that be a string? I mean, why don't we check? So instead of using it over here, I can just simply, I should not have to remove that. Hmm. Demonstration shit. Yeah. Root main uh, repository, and what else? Utils, right? And here maybe I can just simply, I'm just thinking, I don't know, log origin. Here I have to update this thing. Log levels. Maybe I can just do this. That makes sense. Dot. It expected a string. It expected a string, so I can just bro, is this my fan? Yeah, it's heating up pretty much. Just down by the way. Noise. That is good. That is good. Bro, my fans are rolling in. What the heck is this? What the heck is this? Yeah. Is my workspace too much to handle? Anyways, alright. Mobile cal quit unexpectedly. Ignore. Yeah, I think it is my this app, so I will just quietly quit it. Just do this thing. That will be stopping now. Anyways, yeah. So log origin. So it expects a string, but I passed in this. So I think now I can simply say this. So now here as well I can. I think again poster board. Log message. Found string. It doesn't implement display trait. So It doesn't implement debug trait, so we'll do that. But first I have to find and replace entire thing to do this. So I'll use percentile s. I'll just find in the pattern, that is this, or maybe this, and I'll replace it with this, with GC, so that I get prompt about yes and no each time. So yes, no, yes, no, no, yes, no, no, yes, no, no. Cool. Now I have to simply go on the origin and I have to define a debug macro. Cool. No, is implemented for log origin divide manually. Log origin doesn't implement. This is not implemented for this. Add hash derive debug. Oh shit. Oh, I implemented for log message. Implement for here. Now we are done. Kill. I think this should be done now. Come on, do it. Expected string found log origin. What the heck did I think I have updated it. Yeah. All right, so this has been updated. Now I'll copy this thing and I'll update it wherever we are using this thing, info or error logs. So it is an info, and this is what I have to show. So I will just copy it. And log origin is controller, so I'll remove this part. Come on, remove this error. Okay, and let's copy this. Now I have to update. So you can see I have to update all the references which I have used over the, like, before updating this thing. How much more do I have to learn, especially in the backend? I know a little bit Python, and what framework can I allow? So if you are really good at HTML, like with HTML, CSS or JS, just use Stack. This here I have to define it an error, so it will be an error. I can say this. This is from controller, so ooh, too much of work it is. I mean, I have to update all the references wherever this logger that I have implemented, but I think this is a good fix. So instead of like using the main thread to log and everything, we are using a separate thread so that our main thread will perform the operations on server. Okay, this thing and logger, I have to update this. Just let me update this thing. Cut it. Level log level dot info message is what was the message, by the way? Token verified. Cool. Correct. And here the origin will be log origin controller. All right, this thing, let's fix this. I think it still takes the older reference of logger, but this has to be logger ch. Oh man, there are lots and lots of these things. Starting token verification. So we have logger dot log message log level info. Damn. So I'll have to log levels and log origin as well. Log level info. Log level info. The message would be so this is a repository, so I'll just use this reference. By the way, this is the production app that I'm working on. Guys, tell me how the stream is going. Is it laggy? Is it going good? Are you having any issues? So now I need to verify this token ID, right? Message. log level info. Also, let me know how do you like manage logs in your application. Are those like file based logging or database logging? I think, do we have to this verify token fetching apple keys? So I think this we should like do this. Yeah, this is the important one. So I'll say response.keys.length. These are the keys. Right. Here log origin would be again repository. So, found a matching key. No, that is fine. Info validating token signature, that is cool. Token verified. Yeah, we can do this at the very end. By the way, this is the function from one thing I forgot to mention is it's actually the origin is utils. So I have to eventually update this thing. What I'll have to say is log origin and it's done. Let's go over here. I think this should be clear now that this logger has to be expected logger found data logger. Okay, this logger is basically a data logger. Will that be okay now? Come on. But this has been updated, no? But it's still throwing the error. Power gone. Okay, now this has to be changed to token verification failed. Email not provided. And this is very tedious to do this. I hope this is it. I don't have to do this anymore. So hopefully I didn't used like logs everywhere. But here I will just say log origin controller. Oh man. Creating I think this should be in debug, but I won't be adding this. Okay, this is one that I have to do. This is an error, so log level will be an error, and here log origin would be a controller. Cool. Choo. Just make a helpful for returning HTTP status. I mean HTTP status for errors. Yes, I did. For front end, I'm working. I'm creating a mobile app, so I'm using React Native. Yes, I did that. So for the API responses, as you can see, all the status message and all, I have defined the types there. So I have to eventually like each time, I have to define specific codes like 404, 400, 500, 200, just like that. But I did that for API responses, as you can see. API response, it takes a T. If the results is none, then I have to like define a string over here, the generic type. So yeah, I hope this is what you meant to say. Flint, Slint. I've heard it's similar to React. Okay. Okay, now this has to be changed to log levels error, and this has to be oh man, there are multiple places. 6, 9, yeah. There are like 11 more places, or maybe 13, because I tested this thing a lot. And earlier I faced some issue while registering, as I like gave this app to like clients for testing. So damn, man, I can see. Okay. And an info over here. Okay. Okay. Guys, make sure you opt for the polls. Let's listen to some music. Hmm. Maybe I should open. But again, then we'll have to. Is it an error? Yes, it is an error. No, it's an info. Okay. All right, I think this I have to it's from database, so log message error occurred. Log level is error. It's a controller. What else do we have here? We are in a repo, so amazing. We don't have. Cool. Create Apple user. I'm passing a reference to this. Log level info. Log origin is repo. Cool. Create Apple user. Passing this. I'm getting okay. It is cool. Yes, all the variants has been replaced. References are cleaned up. So I'm getting this thing. Okay, this has been removed, right? Variants in this enum are not used. Okay, route and main are never used. Warning and debug are never constructed. That is fine too. That is fine too. But route and main this has to be changed. This is an error, right? So we can just origin. It's an error. And the origin would be main. Cool. Borrow occurs due to use in this. Value is moved inside it and then borrowed. I don't want to do that. It doesn't implement clone. That is a bad move. Use of moved value. Should be simple like this. We don't need anything. But we can just use it over here. This either we can print or we can just we can so this will be for dev mode, like whenever we are working on local dev environment, and this one will be for the production mode. Just tuned in. Hello. What are we making? Just updating the references. So we just updated our single thread based logger. How to put crab emoji directly onto keyboard and not copying it. Just like if you have the, like you can open the emojis. So I have this function button on my Mac. So I just press it. It opens a emoji thing, the emoji toolbox. Then I just type crab. I don't have any specific codes for that. So just open the emoji, and instead of this crab you can have a rocket. So all right, so what are we making? I'm just updating the references. So if you are from the last stream, you must have seen that we just updated our, if I open this, so earlier we have this thing, a plain logger. It uses the main thread to save the logs. Okay, it's a simple thing. We have files over here, file paths that I wrapped around mutex, and I used open options to create the files and append the text or flush those changes to a file. It's a simple thing, but it's highly inefficient because it can miss something. It can miss the logs, and and the main thread is only responsible for logging these things. So what I did, we updated this thing yesterday. I created this thing called logger_ch. So here what I did, I used MPSC channels to get the logs, right? And you could clone the value logger CSLog implemented. Okay, that we will fix that. So what I did was I created an MPSC channel, and I spawned a specific thread for logging only. So this thread over here, as you can see, it logs the thread. Now the main thread will work on the server, and there is an additional thread that will log the messages. So this struct that I created, it has a sender, and that is of type like log messages. So whenever I have to log message, I use this function log message. What it does, it sends or transmits the log message with the settings, like what the level is, what is the message, and what is the origin of log, whether it's in a main file, controller, database, like this. And if I go inside log messages, I have origin, level, message, and timestamp. And the new function over here, this function that I created, this is an associated function, and here I just format or get the timestamp and just return that struct back to so that I can use that logger instance. Yeah, but what's the main idea? What is that? How to put a crab emoji? I mean, the idea behind that. Okay, the name of the project. It's a official thing. It's a mobile app. That's what I can say for now. The backend is in Rust, front end React Native. So yeah, this is it. So I'm using another crate, this logger crate, to show some beautiful messages on terminal. So just keeps this thing. So it needs instead of info, it should be error. Don't we have this thing? So if I go inside log, level. So this is separate. This is a crate that I'm looking for. I'm just checking if it has an error. Yes, it has. Error. Hmm. Error it has. So I think. Cool. What makes you choose actix instead of XM, or it's just a preference thingy, or we need to keep the backend at the, or we need to give the. Yes. So what I did was, while researching on what I have to do, so I figured out after like going through different articles and all, that actix really performs well. So there are other things as well, but I choose actix. It is slightly little bit complicated, little bit, but it performs well, so I choose this. Same thing for SQLX. I don't know. I like we don't have that much load right now, like to test, but it is performing quite well. We already have. Let's try to do this. Implement logger ch logger clone. You could clone the value. Acha, if logger implemented clone. Um, Please stream in horizontal mode next time. Okay. Hello, hello. What's up? It says if logger implemented clone, you could have cloned the value. So let's try. Tx dot alone. Now here's the thing. Do we need self in here? What do you think, guys? If I have to clone, commented by this thing, but if you know, you can tell me how to close WebSocket connections in Tokyo, or it just closes on its own when the user disconnects. Tokyo. Or just their docs don't even specify it. So a WebSocket connection will be opened. I think a general would be like that. User just joins and user leaves it. You can like close it programmatically. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. WebSocket. So WebSockets, I have worked on Node.js. Like there was a module where we have to make all the users to a specific group so that they can, like, an admin can send them messages or they all can chat. So it was not a very room specific thing. The message was broadcasted to all. So in order to close the WebSocket connection, I don't think like you have to close it. I mean, programmatically. I mean, if the user comes and joins in, I don't know if I'm like thinking the right way. Is this what you want to ask? Or you want like specific code piece that says, okay, I have used WebSocket library and it has something like ws.onClose. It says if logger implemented clone. So if you want to implement this thing, so you can say impl clone for logger like this, and here you can just call the function like this, and here you can directly like self dot clone sender. Yes, you have to define self here, and it will return self. So the clone is implemented. Now the error is gone, but the issue is with clones in Node.js. Same I have used. Okay, what you said, Tokyo? That provide asynchronous WebSocket support for Tokyo runtime. It is built on top of that for Tokyo binding, enable efficient WebSocket connections. So give me something like this dot close. To initiate a close, call the close method on the WebSocket stream or its sync component. If you want to close the connection, on the WebSocket stream it says, right? From browsersocket. So if I search close, there is a function called close. Close the underlying WebSocket. Here is this thing, close. You can call this. Their docs specified. I think this is it. Tokyo Tungstite. I don't know if this is what you're asking. Oh, okay. Here is the link if you want in the chat. Okay, so so the error says if the like logger has to implement clone. So what we did, we used impl clone for logger, and the clone function we just cloned the sender. Right now, why I clone this sender and why this could be beneficial and could not be beneficial. This could be beneficial if you want to like introduce multiple threads, right? So if you have a loop inside that you have multiple threads, or there is some condition where you want to like create another separate thread for this thing, so this would be helpful in that case, this thing, when you clone the sender, right? Let's go here now. Maybe we have to check this out, this thing. I think this format, it just takes the ownership. Format panics if formatting trait implementation returns an error. Moved value will be borrowed hereafter. Okay. All right, guys. I think it's time to leave. Thank you for reading documentation and not being AI bot like the rest of the world. Reading and blessing. Okay. Thank you. All right. So, as you can see, a beep sound on the back of this office. It's my UPS. Electricity is gone, and there are multiple things attached on the UPS, like this monitor and all. So it won't be like, it won't take up too much. So yeah, we'll be out of power soon. So maybe we will look out this thing later, and I'll see you next time. Okay, boy. Thank you for being on stream. I really appreciate it. Bye bye.